أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم من يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه صدق الله العظيم. Most honored and respected elders and brothers, there is a matter that all of us face in our lives, sometimes individually and most of the time collectively, that we have challenges. Things never run smooth, not even in one day. One pious person was passing away and he told his sons, he gave them wasiyat, his parting advice to his sons. So they thought he might tell them something very great. So all he told them is that my sons, I lived for 80 years and I was waiting always for one perfect day, and it never came. A perfect day when there's no headache, when all your business transactions go the way you want it to go, when everything goes exactly as you plan and you decide, no traffic, you get from point A to point B exactly on the time you want to get. But in 80 years, there was no one perfect day. So the point is, so what is life all about then? Life is not to perfect things. Life is, or our relation with Allah in our deen is how to use every moment to our favor. Somebody asked Ali radiallahu anhu, what made you the closest to Allah? How did you become very close to Allah and understand Allah the best? So he said that in any day of mine when things went contrary to what I wanted, when adversities came or things went out of plan, then I began to realize more and more that things are not in my hands, that there's a superior being in charge. Otherwise, everything would have gone according to my plan. But then I realized very soon that all is going according to His plan. To recognize that, even in the time of adversity, to know that and recognize that makes our relationship even closer and better with Him, which means in the life of a mu'min, there is no negative. Every negative can be made a positive in his life. Every adversity makes him closer to Allah, providing he does what he's supposed to do at the time. So sickness is going to come. Someday in our life we might meet up in an accident. In the life of our children we may have challenges, we may face difficulties. What a mu'min learns and what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught his companions in Makkah Mukarramah, he taught them that in whatever condition you face, wherever you are, from the bottom of your heart, when you recognize that every situation is coming from Allah and you attribute it to Him and you take solutions from Him, we call it dua. You turn to Allah and you ask Him to fix things that are broken in life. But just simply making dua is not enough. The point is about who are you relying on at the time. You may lift your hands and say, oh Allah, I have this particular difficulty in my life, my mom is not well, I ask you to cure her. So that's a mild form of dua. Then you get another level of dua that's a very intense one, and that is the one I wish to share with you. That is the dua you take to the battlefield. The dua that was taken by the Nabi of Allah to the battlefield where 313 became victorious over 1,000. One Sahabi says that you people later on marvel at us and you say 313 overcame 1,000. I tell you that if I was sent alone to face 1,000, I would have gone. Who can take that audacity? The Sahabi is saying, if you sent me alone, I would have gone to face 1,000, not because I was stronger than 1,000, or not because I had more muscle or more wealth, but I learned a particular art. I learned something that made me stronger. And what was that I learned? I learned how to make impossibles possible. And that learning of impossible into possible was taught to them in Makkah Mukarramah when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told them and repeated over and over, and was the only lesson of Makkah. In Makkah there was no Hajj. In Makkah there was no fasting. In Makkah there was no zakat. So what were they doing? Ya ayyuhan nas, qulu la ilaha illallah tuflihu. Oh people, take on this la ilaha illallah, learn it, do it, bring it in your heart, and you will overcome your enemies, your daily enemies, your monthly enemies, your collective enemies, your individual enemies, your challenges. Wherever you go, whatever you do, your weapon, oh mu'min, oh Muslim, your weapon is la ilaha illallah. It is a stronger weapon than all the weapons you learn about recently. You Google weapons. You Google the word weapons. It will all start showing you this country has got so many, and that country has got so many, and that country is capable of this and that. As they're talking, isn't it? One is making the other fear. The Muslims have got a weapon. It is said that the Sahaba, when they went to Badr, people who accepted Islam, non-Muslims after Badr, say, I was going towards a Muslim with my sword, and I don't know what happened, the sword fell out of my hands. And the version on the other side, the Muslims say that when we went to the same battle, we used to look at the sword and say to it, we used to talk to the sword and the spear, and we used to tell it, La ilaha illallah, you cannot give harm or benefit. You do not determine my life. My living or my dying is not in your hands. Yuhyi wa yumit. We used to talk to the swords. It is at that point that Allah revealed this ayat of the Quran, Istastaghithuna rabbakum fastajaba lakum. O Muslims, you have left Makkah, you came here. You have now reached a point that the Anbiya achieved. As Allah said, for all the Anbiya, you'll read in the stories of Anbiya, Fastajabna lahu, Fastajabna lahu. O Yunus, now you ask us, whatever you want, we will give you. O Yusuf, alayhi salam. O Musa and Ayub, years of illnesses, you have now reached a point where you just ask and I will grant you. We can reach that point. We, you, me, we have that capacity. We have that capacity without any government being on our side, without the need of Muslim governments aiding us. We don't need that. You alone, in quietness, can turn to your Allah and you can take from Him whatever you want. So I'm going to suggest one or two things, inshallah. Number one, in society, in our homes and in our social gatherings, when we talk, start changing our language. Start changing language. Our language is not English or Arabic or Punjabi or Gujarati. Our language is La ilaha illallah. That is the language of a mu'min. Yes, we live in England, so we speak English. We live in a society, but our heart is a mu'min. Irrespective of who we are all brothers as mu'min, and that mu'min has another language. That mu'min comes from the word iman and comes from the word aman. People who have got contentment in the heart. Iman and mu'min is one who has got contentment in his heart about what? A mu'min is one who is content about the fact that Allah is able to do whatever He wants to do. Things that seem impossible, He can change, He can do, He can bring life to death. I'm going to tell you a story, you'll think it's a fairy tale or you'll think it's Superman or Batman. A woman accepts Islam in the time of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam from an outside tribe, and she's the only person who accepts Islam from her tribe, and she comes to Medina with her son. In those days, to teach a person Islam after they accept it, the men used to stay in the masjid and the woman in someone's house. So that arrangement was made. She was staying in the house of one of the ladies. Her son soon passed away while he was staying in the masjid with the Sahaba, and she was learning deen. And this period of learning deen used to be 20 days. How many days? 20 days. They used to learn deen in 20 days. In that duration, her son passes away. She might have spent a little bit more time, but I'm talking about the average. Her son passed away. What would you do if someone passes away in your house? Father, a son, you say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, and you resign to the fact that it's taqdeer, it's happened, isn't it? Do you know anyone who would at that time say to Allah, Allah, I want you to bring my son to life again? Do you know anyone who's got that audacity, the courage to say, you gave life, you give death, you do what you want. I'm asking you to give my son life again. This lady did it. A new Muslim of about 20 days. The Sahaba say, this is recorded in hadith. Okay? We gave ghusl to the boy, we put his kafan on, he was in front for us to do his janazah. In the kafan already. And we saw movements from in the kafan, and lo and behold, he stood up, and we got, did we do something wrong? Did we preempt that he's dead? No, he was dead. We found out that in the house where his mother was, she had read salat, she had turned to Allah, and she insisted. She insisted and persisted that, oh Allah, I accepted your deen. From all my tribe, nobody has accepted. I accepted. Please give me my son back. What intensity she must have made that dua with is what I'm talking about. We're all going to need it. This time that we are coming to now, there are going to be more challenges in life than prosperity and good. I'm not saying it to you. There's not a conspiracy talk that I'm giving you. The Rasul of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has said, a time is going to come in my ummah when every day is going to be worse than the previous day. With us in our group right now, I'm from South Africa, our madrasas are in Argentina, in Brazil, and Venezuela. We've got madrasas in Palestine as well. So we've got some teachers of ours from Palestine. They've gone to another masjid. You want to know adversity, you want to know difficulties, ask them. Ask them when you don't know if your son or 6 family members are going to live by tonight. Ask them how it is to walk. Ask them how it is to sit and eat. Do you know whether there's salt in the food or not? They are with us. You're welcome to come and meet us a little later. We're having some other programs. That is going to come to all of us. You're not going to be able to run away or hide away from this. There is no comfortable spot any longer. This time that is coming. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, a man will walk past a graveyard and he'll tell the people of the grave, you are better off than me. Life has become very, very difficult. The point I'm talking about is what to do at this time or what to learn. Okay? It's very simple. All of us, take out 2 minutes every day. Just 2 minutes or 3. I heard in Birmingham, the people are much more busier than the rest of UK and Europe also. It's correct, isn't it? They don't have 2 minutes. So let's say, take out 2 minutes only. Birmingham is very, very busy people, mashallah. Take out 2 to 3 minutes every day. Sit in seclusion. You can be wherever you are. You can be in your office. You can be at home. The time doesn't matter. And all you do is you read slowly. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. You read the kalima. As you're reading it slowly, without counting how many times you read, in your mind, you ask Allah for whatever you want. And ask Him for what you think is impossible. Still ask Him. That's the jurhat. That is the confidence a mu'min has. That I know Allah, He is my Allah, and I can take whatever I want to from Him. I know Him. He is my Allah, and I can take whatever I want to from Him. That is my relationship with Him. Ask Him what you think is impossible. Don't ask Him for the simple things only. Okay, so if you're having a challenge in the upbringing of your children or a court case that is to come up, you put it to your Allah. This La ilaha illallah, Musa alayhi salam said, Ya Rabbi, allimni shay'an, adhkuruka bih wa ad'uka bih. Oh Allah, show me something that is different to what everybody else has. I want to remember you with it, and I want to be able to take everything from you through that. Allah told him, La ilaha illallah Musa, read this kalima, you'll be able to reverse weather patterns, you'll be able to do whatever you want to. Insha'Allah, as we read it, we develop more and more confidence in it. We all will try to do it, inshallah. Lastly, every day, read one extra salah, a nafil salah, besides your farz salat, anytime, day or night. In that salat, you select one verse of Quran, any verse you want to, that talks about Allah. Let's take simple verses like ArRahma Rahim. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't know what it means. ArRahma Rahim, Allah is very merciful. So you begin your salat like normal. When you come to the words ArRahma Rahim, you repeat them over and over and over and over. This is a very big sunnah of the Prophet. In Bukhari Sharif, the riwayat is, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam read one ayah of Quran from after Isha in a prayer until the Fajr Azan. Minimum 4.5 hours, according to the season. Reading one verse of Quran repeatedly. That gives you time to reflect. It gives you time to dive down in the meaning of the ayat. So let's take ArRahma Rahim. You started salat, you come to ArRahma Rahim, ArRahma Rahim, and you begin to contemplate the mercy. Allah, you're so merciful. You've made me independent. What if I was a beggar in the street? Allah, you've given me such good children. You've given me home. You've done so much for me. Now, Allah, through your mercy, I'm asking you to give me this or that. You begin to make dua. Through that word mercy of Allah, you ask Him for whatever you want. This is how the battle of Badr was won. It was won on the night before the battle. And this is the weapon a mu'min has. You can fight, you can win battles before the battle. Allah give tawfiq, inshallah. We try to do these things, inshallah. Read kalima every day in seclusion and take from Allah through it by saying, nobody can give me beside you. And read the salat. The salat is called wasta'inu in the Quran. Wasta'inu. Take from me through salat. This is how it's done. Subhanakallahumma.